The whole system is corrupt. The system that he respects law enforcement, but then admits that law enforcement is corrupt. It's all bad.
The entire system is fucked up. And again, I will never skirt an answer, but I'll try to come up with analogies.
The entire system is effed up, and I respect that system. In my opinion, you have to be a pretty effed up person to respect a system that you admit is effed up.
I mean, it's 2024, and we still have a never ending supply of videos of even like traffic stops where cops sit there and they violate somebody's First Amendment. Do you agree that that specific problem, is bad for law enforcement?
Of course.
All right, we have to start there. I did this years ago, and I'll ask you questions, and the only way this works is if you're 100% honest, because people were asking me too, well, that means that you were bad. 100% I was. Everything that I accuse people of doing, I've probably done.
That means he was a hypocrite, portraying himself as something he's not, and yet he continued through with his hypocrisy for 16 years. This guy was on the force for 16 years. What kind of person does that make you? This is super eye-opening.
Everything. All the way from shut your fucking mouth, you're going to go to jail, all the way from fucking disrespecting people, all the way from roughing them up a little bit. Everything I fucking did, I accuse other people of. I did first, and I'm aware of it.
I appreciate this guy's honesty, and can you imagine exponentiating? Stay tuned, because I'm gonna objectively prove to you the statement, all cops are bad. I appreciate the fact that he's being honest, that he was an absolute abject hypocrite, a very, very bad person, knowing that he was doing wrong by the public, and yet he continued to stay in that profession. That is a serious psychological problem.
Have you ever sat there, or have you ever based your traffic citation off of the attitude of a driver?
Like whether I read him a citation or not? Absolutely.
Okay.
Of course.
He said, absolutely, of course. So Ted Stern admits that he has written a citation based on the attitude of the member of the public that he's dealing with. We know this happens, but to listen to somebody admit it, and I appreciate the admission, but he says, absolutely, of course. Kind of like, yeah, that kind of goes with the territory. That's kind of what we do. That's what law enforcement is all about. Mind blown. Completely mind blown, because you can objectively prove that law enforcement is bad, but unless you've actually been in law enforcement, if you watch the bad things happen and then you like blew the whistle on a bunch of corrupt cops and then they, jeopardize your life or kick you off the force, unless you've actually been in somebody's shoes, you've not experienced it yourself. I can mentally grasp and explain why all cops are bad, but unless I experience it, which is a completely different level, it's a way higher level. Not only do you have the knowledge, not only can you articulate it, not only can you objectively show that all cops are bad, I went through it. I saw it with my own eyes. And we see it with our own eyes on our side of the police officer's nightstick or taser or them putting the cuffs on too tight. We see it from our perspective. But these people are talking about it from their perspective. So Dominic Izzo asked Ted Stern, have you ever given a citation based solely on the attitude of the individual, the member of the public you're dealing with? Absolutely, of course. Of course I have, absolutely.
Because I use the citation as maybe a tool. Like, okay, if somebody is remorseful, they're sorry, I'm like, they already know what they did is wrong. Maybe, potentially, right? If they're...
I use the citation as a tool. So here's his justification. Yeah, and I'm still a good guy. I gave him a citation based not on, let's say, a traffic infraction, but based on he wasn't nice to me. He committed contempt of cop. That's what Ted Stern is saying here. I gave a citation based on contempt of cop, based on I got my feels hurt.
They're like, I'm sorry, I definitely did it. I screwed up. I'm like, okay, this person knows that what they did was wrong. If I get somebody who goes, oh, this is crap, you're being cheesy, you shouldn't pull me over, I'm like, this person is less likely to correct their behavior based on what I know, somebody who's apologetic is more likely to correct their behavior, not do it again. Somebody who doesn't see that what they did is wrong, they don't even see it as wrong, that's somebody who's unlikely to correct their behavior. Maybe this citation will teach them